Want to welcome everyone to the Crypto Kingdom, guys. It's London. Need you to plug into the live stream if you're watching it later on or new right now. Hit the like button, guys, not the live button. There's Angel Spaceman. He is up and out. Let's go into the technicals, guys. I brought you a video, just so that you know. I brought you a video on this breakdown before it happened. Let me go ahead and get some round of something, some comments or otherwise in the chats. This is London with Crypto Kingdom Bitcoin Spike, guys. We have been spot on with Bitcoin, guys, since we've been around. We started with Harmony 1 because it had more price action than GameStop, and we have found our way to a comfortable home trading Bitcoin. So in terms of the price action, down 1.12%, 36,591. Not too much of a harsh breach thus far. Going to send a few of these alerts out to the VIP. Let me make sure, and guys, that's our top level of membership. You know that. Let me hear in the comments, guys. And if you're not commenting, but you are plugged in, if you're not commenting because you don't have a badge, then guys, I don't know why you're here. I got to say that. I just got to say that, guys. We want the team together in 2022. We want you a part of VIP. So that's the top level of membership. You guys know that. In terms of the breakdown, we discussed this specifically in terms of the expanding wedge. I just let out a little bit of a video. So is it a complete, all run for the hills kind of a move? No, guys. I had let you know there could be some dramatic action to the downside. We're used to the volatility. You guys know that. It's something that we are accustomed to, and I appreciate you hitting that like button. I do see you here. When you don't hit it, it does register with me. So hit the like button. You could do that, or maybe find another channel that you like, because we like trading Bitcoin and we like being accurate on the technicals. So when you show up early, it could be maybe YouTube not showing me that you already hit the like button. So I will leave that open for discussion with YouTube, maybe potentially later. Let's shout out to Angel, to our VIP as well. Angel, top shelf in terms of, you guys know, think of this, guys, invested in Bitcoin at $7.79. He found his home here at the Crypto Kingdom at Bitcoin Spike. He has seen all the Johnny come latelys, right? Come and go. This is his TA home. Right, so we're excited to be a part of that. Excited that you guys can join us as well. And he's just, guys, he's a friend. He's just a good guy. I really appreciate the opportunity to know him and all of you sincerely in this space. Okay, so as we're looking at the capitulation down from the golden pocket, we'll have a little bit of variation here in terms of the Fibonacci's. You guys know Fibonacci's. We are real big on pricing targets. What does that mean? Right? What does a pricing target mean? Pricing target means that we're actually putting in an order. We're not sitting there waiting for the price to get there. We're not on crypto.com waiting to pull the trigger, waiting to push the button. No, guys, in terms of a pricing target, we actually schedule in orders ahead of time. You guys know how that works. It is a limit order that people place at the specified pricing targets that we discuss, right? Very important. So we got a good review thus far of our video. Let's just go over that video just real quickly, guys. I just want to let me see what I have here in terms of studio. Let me see if this is a little what was that? This guy teaching options calculations, etc. Very interesting. This one here, urgent Bitcoin update, right there, talking about the fallout potential. Essentially going through the technicals of this, guys, just so you know, going through the technicals. The same when I brought it to you at 57,000. You guys know that expanding wedge there at 57,000. Yeah, exactly. Just textbook right there. Boom. Level of support, level of resistance across the top. Expectation just to the downside. Very simple technical, like real straightforward technical. No if, and, or but about it. Now, we had the, I said bears were watching. I didn't say really bulls were watching. I said bears were watching, right, in terms of this specific golden pocket level. And why was that? Because essentially, we were on the golden pocket. That was the one saving grace. Now, I said we would dig into the lower time frames, right? Always when you're looking at a breach at the lower time frame, it looked like we were developing some sort of a potential fan reversal. I was really looking for a fan reversal, and I did let the VIP know, but you're kind of structured in line with a descending triangle as well. So we were in the back. I was kind of updating people. It didn't look like we were going to get over this final level. If we go to this specific, I'd say, look here, we needed to break through this level at 37,000 and just hop up and above, get back over this 37.5, essentially, back up towards these moving averages. We just didn't do it, guys. It wasn't in the cards. Now, in terms of the volatility, the last few days have shown us without a doubt, and guys, nice to have you here. Shout out to all the VIP. Shout out to all the base campers. Base campers, we want you to become VIP. We want 2022 to be your year. I got to tell you guys, I literally know VIPs in 2021. Literally guys that paid attention, that literally structured themselves in terms of thinking. I can honestly report that we have a VIP that put in $1,000, made over $1 million, period. That's the truth. Is that common? Is that ordinary? No, that is fantastic is what that is. So in terms of this, I'll tighten up my lines a little bit now that it looks like we have gone down and out of this. I want to shout out to Angel, Top Shelf, Super Chat King. I think maybe YouTube has something to do with his Super Chat not going through recently. We'd like to ask YouTube what's going on with that. I think he spent a lot of time with customer service to resolve that issue, so hopefully that is completely resolved. We will see in terms of that, but I love the way that he communicates with the crowd, guys. It's really important if you could get that insight into a level of trader like that. Bought at $7.79, sold at $899. Rebought around $150. Guys, you're dealing with the very best at this channel, which is very nice. And in terms of my own accolades, I'll just leave them there printed on the bottom. Harvard Business School, Duke University, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So as we would talk about certified in markets, but it is nice to be in the crypto space. We enjoy crypto because of the levels of volatility. It's one thing to say that. It's another thing to actually do it, right? It's another thing to actually take advantage of the volatility. I was telling the VIP earlier on today, and guys, I hope you had a great weekend and a good start to your week. The markets, I think, were off today. We had, in terms of just close, we had President's Day, so everyone's been kind of chilling. So we've been expecting, direct attention from the traders in Bitcoin and crypto. It's do we need the other markets to function? The answer is no. We do not need the other markets to function. We're looking like we're going to come up onto this 78.6. This let's see, this 36,169. 36,169 looks like it's the next target down. It would be nice to see that play directly while we're on live stream. Sometimes targets will play directly. Sometimes you'll have some differentiation. This is drawn to the lines. We could also draw this is drawn from, let me do this. In terms of the framework, we could go to the hourly. This is on the hourly, I do believe. Let's see, hourly, maybe 4 hourly. Let's see exactly where we fashion this. 4 hourly. Yes, I've been dealing with a lot with the 4 hourly recently, more than any other time frame. 4 hourly is where we hit, and I do like the hourly in terms of your pricing targets. Just to let you guys know, if you want to be more specific, more aggressive, more conservative in terms of that, you'll be able to adjust that. Essentially, guys, just know anything that raises your pricing targets is going to make you more aggressive, okay? Look at the pricing targets on the right-hand side. Anything that you're going to do, guys, any other measurement that you're doing to raise your pricing targets, guys, it's raising your level of aggression in the market. You're more involved at an earlier time frame or at a higher price. I'm going to say that. So whether or not you want to draw to the candle wicks, right? If you want to go just maximize it, if you just wanted to completely maximize this, that would give you probably one of the most conservative approaches, okay? One of the most conservative approaches here, looking at getting to that 786. The only thing that would be more conservative would be dropping the top, and just watch these on the right in terms of your strategy. If you want to be aggressive or you want to be conservative, depending upon the market condition, just watch as I drop this to the top level here. As I drop it to this level here, watch the targets here. Just watch the targets flow on down just barely. Do you see that? The further I go down, they just flow down. Okay, so that would be I'd say the most conservative there, going to the lowest possible price interval here in terms of the pivot down to the line would be you can structure that kind of A, B, and C. Do you want to be I'd say aggressive? You want to be conservative? You want to be kind of middle of the road? I would say is a good way to look at that. So we had some interest last night from someone who wanted to join. Luke is in the house. What's up, Luke? Luke in the house. What's going on, brother? Want to just shout out to Luke. Want to say hello. I want to bring up, and Luke, you know this at 55. What's this? 57,000. Look at this, Luke, 57,000 when we brought up this expanding diagonal. And people just, I don't know. It's like, they're in a different world or something. 57,000, literally in that video that we cut, just showing, this was Library of Congress information. I went there, guys. Not necessarily to the Library of Congress, but I did. In terms of the research, I was like, I want to know exactly, right? I want to know exactly. We have this expanding diagonal. What is it supposed to do? We have this arrow function to the downside. Let's just look at this. And it's just technical. It is technical analysis. So we're going to enjoy it. Look at this. this support, resistance, and boom. You see the arrow there just going down, leading, expanding, diagonal. Yes, so Luke, Luke Top Shelf VIP in the house. Want to talk about him. What's going on? I want to find where's the pictures of the kiddos, where's all the good stuff. You guys check this out. This was a cool party. This was a really cool party. Look at Luke. Look at little kiddo growing up, little VIP in the making. What is going on? That is cool. I love the cars. I love the racetrack. Guys, this is VIP. That's his family. It is just awesome. Kiddo looks like he's having a great time. Look at Luke and his family. That is so cool. Look at the cars. Very nice stuff. Loving it. He is the champ. Love that. And guys, in our back rooms, just so you know, Luke is there. Luke is a great, just almost a technician, I'd say, just practically a technician. And in terms of the charts that we have in the back, it's a constant as it can be without it being like a buyer's club. We want to educate ourselves on not just the TA, guys. That's part of it. Not just the TA, but we want to educate ourselves. And I'm going to put good evening, Luke, in the chat. What's going on, brother? My man, what's up? VIP. We want to educate ourselves and stay up to date on the market, right? We want to stay up to date on the mood of the market, the buyers, the sellers, like what is the correlation between, let's say, the NASDAQ. Have you guys looked at the NASDAQ chart? Holy moly. Have you looked at the NASDAQ chart? I'm just going to ask you if you've looked at the chart. If you guys are into TA, have you looked at the NASDAQ chart? That's all I'm going to say, guys. If you look at it, I'm going to go through some stuff with the VIP, et cetera, on that. But I just encourage everyone to take a look at the NASDAQ chart. I said it 5 times. If I said it once, you guys will remember that right now, okay? So in terms of the, let's see, in terms of this function, but love the charts that Luke's able to get together. Looks like we're still trying. If I really make this and this is the market, right? If I really try and become as it's just, can this hold? Can the buyers still hold? Right? We're getting some negative pricing. It's flowing down. Can the buyers still hold? And the issue that we'll get with this is just it's continued to push from the lines on the different time frames, etc. It's just continued to push and roll down, right? It's just been a kind of a consistent as we would look at the the overall expression of the expanding diagonal. Let's go back into a framework that was more familiar to us that we started with in terms of the price action, in terms of the level of support and resistance. Support always on the bottom, resistance always on the top, right? So if we would look at, let me see if I can get back all the way to the beginning here. Now, we've been working with this. I never like to, I don't know, guys. As we look at this, the different time frames are the one thing in 2022 that are getting people in, maybe and out of trouble. I don't know. But in terms of the level of specificity, you guys know we try and be highly specific. As you go to the larger time frames, and I kind of brought this up earlier on today to the VIP, the larger time frames are going to eliminate a lot of the noise. Right, a lot of the noise in terms of like the hourly, you're going to have less expressed volatility, okay? So the extent to which you would ever want to cut through a line, normally when you see a pattern and you see me having cut through a few lines, it's because I've drawn it to a different time frame, okay? So just understand when I'm drawing and you see anything that looks like this and a pour down like that, it's because I've drawn it at a different time frame, and it has it's come into the mix in terms of it's come into, I'd say, more focus as it's developed in terms of an expression below a line of support. I can drop down, and I have no problem readjusting my lines at any point in time. I just don't. But the question is going to be, well, are you going to just stick with your candle wicks? Are you just going to draw to the wicks? Because that's a pretty, it's not everyone's, it's not in everyone's book in terms of that, right? So, but it does look like that we have picked up on the candle wicks on the absolute maximum expression that we have come into play with here, or that we could fashion here. It looks like on the absolute maximum of the expression that we have driven down into, and this is going to be our problem. This will be our problem. Let's get into this level in here. Let's see how this pattern has continued to push. Let's go on to the magnet mode. Let's turn on the magnet mode. Let's get into the trend line. Let's draw from this specific line to this specific line. And look, I appreciate you shouting out and say hello. What's up? What's up? You are you're part of you're a big part of the reason why we do this, brother. You're a cool guy, and I'm looking forward to you just having a bang up 2022. 2, without a doubt. I want you to set the record straight. I want you to just light it on fire in terms of your ability in the market. I want you to show us all what you got. A lot of that is patience. Luke has a lot going on in his life. A lot of people do. A lot of VIP do. Successful guy. So as we would look at, I don't know. I just look forward to as much time as you can spend with VIP and as much of, I don't know, the positive trades you can share with us. I'm looking forward to it, brother. That is from the heart. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. I hope Kiddo gets a nice Ferrari when she wants one. He's going to be another story, huh? So I remember those days. As we look at the specific line here on the top, check this out, guys. The specific line, this is what you'll be challenged to do if you're going to use the specific wicks, right? Let's go from the wick here at about that hit at $40,087 to be exact. The hit here at $39,473. Get out the magnet mode. Get out the literally just snap it to the wick, right? Snap to wick, snap to wick. And what does this show us? Essentially, guys, it shows you that, well, if you have this specific line, that, yeah, you're going to be differentiated here. You're already going to be down, out, and below this specific line on the on the current interval. So that, as much as we can draw through here and add in, let's say, variables from this, let's say on the 30-minute, for instance, if we draw on the line in the 30-minute from these top two, do you see how much we cut through this portion here? So it is wanted to push, and by push I just mean it's wanted to expand this lower level of the support line, right? So VIP number one group in the house. Luke, you know this, right? You know this. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Just want to give a shout out to Luke, and it's just it's the truth, man. We've seen him come and go, and we've seen the quote unquote big boys go home, huh? Just in terms of like the biggest thing. Can you do your own TA? Luke is the expression, the absolutely epitome of that. He does his own TA. Right, some other guys, jokers out there, they just want to such and such says this and this. Like, man, what do you say? At the end of the day, you're going to have your bank account. You're going to have your trades to look at. Like, what do you say? So we're very big on attracting in that level of trader that can think for themselves. We don't want it any other way. If I show a chart to like 2, 3, or 4 people in the back, or 5 or 10 or 20 people, doesn't matter. I want them to tell me what they think about it. I don't want them to tell me, well, such and such, some other influencer says such and such. I'm like, could I care less? No. I want to know what you think about it. I want to know what that's VIP, right? And that's where Luke just excels. He always has. He's never been it's never been an issue. Same thing with Angel. On top, Super Chat champ. What's up, Angel? VIP in the house. Number one Bitcoin guy you're going to find, period, in the house. Top of the channel, top contributor, and just top friend. Much love to you, brother. Hope everything's going well here on Sunday with the family. I don't know. Angel likes to spend time with the family on Sunday, so I appreciate when he spends time with us as well. We are VIP family, brother. Appreciate everything. Now, what we got here? Thanks for the shout out and for these awesome updates. You are welcome, Luke. These are fun. And we don't, sometimes I'll stream for, I used to stream for like 3-4 hours, this and that. And sometimes it's merited, sometimes just to get people together, grow the group, etc. But I know that people also like to pay attention. So if I'm on a real technical tear, right? If we're going through a real strong technical moment, I will stream for a while and I'll say, guys, rewatch this. Make sure you update your charts kind of like this, because it means that I've done probably, I've done, I'd say probably 5-6 hours of work, or maybe 10 hours of work, and I want to make sure that you guys have, the benefit that something that I found in the chart. So it's and that's a lot of TA. It's just the hard work to get there. It's not that complicated. It just takes, and let me say this, it takes time. It's not like everyone has all that time. So if I can further facilitate that, that's the whole idea of VIP. That's just cool, guys. We can kind of work together and be that number one team. Somebody's got to do it. I'm going to tell you, somebody has to do it. It's going to be us. I'm going to tell you. That's the bottom line. It's going to be us. So you ask VIP that we don't have questions on that. So I'm interested in the level that it's come down to here. I'm going to reframe all the way back to, and I'm going to rewind completely to the beginning here to see where we have come into contact with, if it's anything familiar to us whatsoever. And this looks real familiar. That looks about as familiar as we can get. Let's look at the hit down to, and we're just off. We're still just off. It hasn't picked up technically at that 786. It just let's dig into the lower time frame here. I'd say we've breached this pattern. We're definitely riding extremely low on this level of support. Just worried about that if you're long Bitcoin, especially if you have any kind of leverage position, to the upside. I'm worried about you guys in terms of this pattern formation. It's just a very bearish pattern. If you're just tuning in, smash the like button. And I just appreciate you guys being here on Monday. Seems like a Sunday. In terms of this, I think a lot of things were closed down, maybe banks and the market, etc., on President's Day. I'm a former presidential advisor, so that is just the truth. That's something that I'm excited about having in my what'd you call that, guys? Just in my not on my resume. I don't want one of those. Just on my it's on the list. It's on. Maybe I was on the list of things. Maybe I was on the list of things to get done. Who knows? At the end of that, I have no idea. I just maybe that's some humor for some people. Maybe I was on the list of things to get done. I don't know. In terms of that, some interesting political issues have popped up here and there to make that statement a little bit humorous. But we had a great time in terms of the overall entirety of things. Me with some. I don't know. It's just a different process. That whole presidential advisor, not employed. I don't go to the White House. I don't do that stuff, guys. I don't want the health, vision, and dental. I'm all right. It's just pass. I'm okay. No worries, guys. So in terms of this structuring, we had a fan technique we were trying to come up with in terms of the fan formation. So many of them have played. So anytime I start to see this specific formation where we're coming up with, and just pay attention, guys, because these are very interesting in terms of trading technique. In terms of a resistance to a support, you see this resistance to support, and a resistance to attempt to support and get up over this level of resistance. Yes, it does coincide. This is coincident with a descending triangle. However, as you start to look at these a little bit more carefully, you'll see there's something else going on. Bitcoin loves to round a little bit, okay? And by rounding, like you'll see this resistance, this support to, and this prior resistance to support hit, what you'll see is that you're picking up just slightly above, just slightly, but there is a difference. You're starting to pick up just a little bit higher. Right, so something else is kind of going on here, not just a flat bottom like would be required, like if we would require a perfectly flat bottom. And you'll, as you notice this in terms of Bitcoin, you'll start to see the fan procedure work so frequently, guys. This in concert with the bull flag let me get that bull flag. Where's that bull flag? Let me get into the let me get to 1 hour hourly real quickly. Yeah, this, and it was up here. This in concert with another fan formation, right? Support to resistance, to support, resistance, right? To support here, to resistance, boom, to the downside. So we just have continually had these with a support up to resistance right here, okay? Flown through to support, boom, up to. Now this included an ascending triangle as part of the fan formation, but the entire transition of price action, guys, is going to involve hits along support and resistance. And I tell you all the time, buy at support, sell at resistance. Trade your patterns, right? So in terms of the fan formation, the procedures, you just you need to know. And as you trade Bitcoin more and more, you know that we see these all the time. It's like, what is this formation here? Right? What is going on with Bitcoin? It does it all the time. So I've really kind of prepped VIP within the understanding of, you're trying to understand the price action from a really elevated level of TA, and not that you forget the other patterns. They still play in, guys. They're still part of the framework, but that we do understand when we see this type of price action on Bitcoin. People will look at Bitcoin for months, for weeks, for years, and not know what this is. Was trying to form this or this, formulate this or this. It's in a different structure pattern. No, these are fan formations. You're essentially identifying the support to a resistance, let's say a new resistance to a support. And if you get on the candle wicks, I would definitely recommend using the candle wicks as you guys look at the formation of those specific patterns, okay? Let me dig into the comments here real quickly and see what else we got. 1 second. And we got Jason's lit in the house. Jason, what is going on, brother? Nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Jason's lit. I think current U.S. U.S. Army in the house. What's up, Jason's Lit? Hope you are doing well. Would love to see you with a badge if you can swing it. I know you're busy swinging guns and other stuff around, but we'd love to see you with a kind of lifelong membership badge. We'd love to see that, brother. And it's 2022. I appreciate you saying good evening. A good evening to you and your family. I hope you guys are doing well. Have a lot of goals in 2022. I would imagine. Richard Rios is a great another U.S. serviceman who just got back from Korea and has a goal of, I believe, was it $500,000 this year in terms of crypto. He wants to put together. Very committed in the back. Very very interactive. Very nice to see just the military presence we have here. Jason, I appreciate you saying hello, brother. If you don't have a badge here, maybe I can. I know you got one at home somewhere or something, or a patch or something cool. We'd love to see more pictures, Jason. Let's take a look at Jason. I want to see what Jason's been up to. Do you have any updates, bro? Any updates? Let's say Jason's Lit. Where is Jason's Lit? I don't know if I can find Jason Lit. Where, Jason, you're not even coming up on there. Dang it. Your picture's on the bottom. You're right there with Kuda right now. Kuda, former U.S. Air Force, etc. Out in, or I'm not going to say former, current. He's out in Germany doing all kinds of cool stuff. So we look forward to getting some updates and pictures, good times. Just it doesn't have to be anything cool or official. Let's say anything official. Just, let it show us some good times. Jason, you with the family, something like that. We'd love to see and just kind of know what's going on further in your life as we talk about kind of elevating the game. Jason was one. There was a lot of interest from other servicemen, etc., in terms of learning TA, and I think Jason went out on the limb to try and help some of them as well. Just understand price action more, understand pricing targets. Jason loves to formulate his own pricing targets within the standard Fibonacci's. That's what we work with, just pricing targets. He also understands the GAN. Like GAN, essentially, guys, you have two options here. You have the GAN and you have, let's see, like a GAN square. Boom. You would have this differentiated with, that would be, let me get to the GAN box. You always want the GAN box from the top here to the low here. Bam. Those are your institutional levels of concern. Your 25, your 33, your 50, your 60, your 75% retracement. Essentially, your discounts. Real easy stuff. So as we would look at this, I'm just excited that Jason Lit is here. We will deal with the what you got here? Going to work on it. Going to be plugged in more. Good. Working on it. Good. I got you in the back room. Copy that, huh? And just what you can, Jason. I do find, Jason, the guys who, and I mean this, I literally mean this, the guys who are taking things more seriously in terms of their investment in it, they win it. Okay, I got to tell you that, brother. I have to tell you, and I know it's a decision to get there, but if you're looking at, I know a little bit about kind of your mentality right now. I want you to do well in 2022. You're a part of the group, so I want you to do well. So that's real crucial for me too. I'd say this. To encourage you, nothing other than encourage you. That's what the whole point of this, I'd say that line of discussion is to encourage you. And what I see works. I work with a lot of traders, Jason, like a lot. I've worked with a ton off and on in formal and informal settings throughout the years. Some of the top ones, if not the top one, etc., from Wall Street. And I see some of it's funny, I see the same kind of things repeat when I do work with traders trying to create alpha traders, etc. So it's just that personal investment that you put into it, that commitment. It's like, I want to learn the subject. I don't want to buy the book. I really don't want to go to class. I bought the book. Well, I kind of, I bought the car to go to school. I went ahead. I did this and that. You're going to go to school. You're going to be successful. There are all types of analogies you can throw at this, but it's that invest in your game, invest in your group, and I just don't think you'll be disappointed. I really don't. At the end of the day, I know you won't. Okay, if you invest in your group and put that strong foot forward, brother, is what I'm going to tell you. Okay, because I know there's a lot of decisions in life that get wrapped around. I don't want to see you in a position where you're like, man, if I would have just listened to London, if we would have just gotten more squared away into this, because I know you're already looking kind of strongly at 2022. I'm just going to encourage you to put that strong foot forward, my brother. Okay, that's the bottom line, brother. As I would say that just to you specifically. So shout out to Jason's Lit. You'll see him right there on the screen. Boom, with the with the training exercises going on. Love the tactical. Very nice shot. One of the best pictures we've got of anybody around here. So in terms of BTC USD, we got what do we got? Down 1.28% to 36,533. And let's see. It's just like, when you get into like what are your goals for the year? Like Jason's a good example. He's deciding what he wants to do. I'll say this: there's a lot more once you get into things that you really can't see now. And there's a lot more that the market's going to show you in terms of opportunities if you open yourself up to that possibility. Okay, that's just how the market is. The more you work with it, the more you're dedicated to kind of its function, and you see that. It's like when you're able to be on target, when you're able to set your framework together in terms of your strategy, things kind of work a little bit better. The more seriously you take it, it somehow the market takes you a little bit more seriously as well. And that's just VIP. That's what we're about in terms of that structuring. That's what I want to provide. And it's not that I want to require. It's what I want to provide. Because the people that do well take advantage of what's provided, and that framework is provided. And it's like, well, when people don't do well, it doesn't reflect well on them, and it doesn't reflect well on me. And it's not that anyone wouldn't do well. That's not the point. But it's just if I can provide that, though it seems like maybe requirements. It's like, well, go take try and go take a Series 7 class without any accounting. And this isn't that, but talk about like an ability to trade, right? You try and go take a Series 7 class without any accounting. You'd be like, or no math classes in your background. It is kind of an equivalent there, and I just want to encourage you to take advantage of what's provided. Okay, so this is the A team in terms of Angel at the top, $7.79. I don't want anything to feel like a sleight of hand to him in any regard, guys. So, as he and I discuss things as we talk about plans for 2022, the cohesion of the group, some of the misfirings that occurred in terms of like some of the information being taken out of the group context and being disseminated, whether it be here or overseas, etc. Like just some things happen, and it's just like it's time to tighten the bolts and make VIP the best we can in 2022. Build the right framework, and it's going to be with people who aggressively go after the market and want to beat it at not at all costs, but want to develop their game to where it's an asset within itself. Their trade game is an asset within itself. So that's how I would encourage each and every one of you to look at it. If you're I'm kind of on the I don't know, if you're kind of on the, what would you say? If you're on the shelf about it, let me see what you got. Let me read this. I know how good VIP is, best in the business. Copy that, man. I appreciate that, Jason. And we want to just think of what I said, Jason, in terms of that. What I say, what is provided for you to take advantage of. If you're not invested, if you're not a part of it, you're not taking advantage of it. I just want to see you do well in 2022. And I deal with enough traders. I know what works. So and I know you know that. So as we would talk about price action, let's dig into like the 5 minute. Let's get into this lower function here. Good thing about Bitcoin, it's sometimes the bad thing about it. It just takes a while to move, right? When it moves, it moves. We had a lot of price action over the preceding day and a half. I'd say 2 days here. This was some nice price action. I'm always telling people, buy it, support, sell it, resistance, trade your patterns. It's just that is the one continual axiom that we can use, guys, in terms of a framework. And hit your targets. That's what I also say. Buy it, support, sell it, resistance, hit your targets, trade your patterns. There we go. Last 20 hours, we've seen just like that's 6% up and down, right? I sent you guys in the back just a curious deal, just to kind of let you guys know. It was what was it? The movie, a few of the clips in the back from The Short, right? The Great Short. I thought it was a very interesting movie, 2008. Very interesting time. If you guys were around the market or not, the markets lost 10 years of their value, 2008. I went to an all-cash position, 48 hours with it. I think, what was it? Actually, it was a total, 3 days, 3 to 4 complete days, not 48 hours, working hours, etc. 3 to 4 complete days. I've said the ink on the paperwork was dry on the fax copy. Okay, in terms of me going to a cash position right before 2008, the cataclysm. And if you don't know about the crash of 2008, you probably don't know much about, or you probably haven't studied much of the markets or weren't involved in. No problem. But that was something that I saw technically was occurring, and I was like, "This is," and anything that I had even remotely, to be possibly affected by the markets, I'm like, get it to cash now. I had everybody in the office like, bam, everything to cash. That's it. Everything goes to cash. In terms of the market, we don't know what's going to happen. It needs to go to cash now. Everyone's like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. Then within 4 days, just boom, 10 years wiped out. So that's what we'd like to do. That's on my. I was chit-chatting back and forth with Angel earlier on in terms of 2008. But I've showed you guys a little bit of that movie, The Big Short. That's what that was about. 2008, the housing bubble, credit default swaps. Okay, that was the one I caught in like 4 days. Just bam, right before, guys. Ink barely dry. I went to a healthy 7-figure cash position. In my young 30s. So it was a big deal for me. I couldn't find a single bank around where a bank manager or president or anyone else had got it right at the bank. I had cash. I'm like, who can handle my cash now? And they're like, well, no, sir, we didn't get it right. I'm like, well, that was my only qualification. Like, who else got it right? I couldn't find anybody else who got it right. So, as you as you look at it, that's just the truth, as I would say it. Let's see what we have. I'll say I brought that up. I brought this up to the VIP just as a kind of a recollective in terms of kind of market positioning, etc. And in terms of those details, in terms of the exact positions that I will take, I'm in contact a lot with like Angel, and I talk quite a bit in terms of any kind of input I can have into his larger positions, etc. Before things really went south in terms of the NASDAQ. Have you guys seen the NASDAQ recently? Here we go. I do not provide financial advice on equities. I just don't. Do you guys? No, it's not what we do. Now, in terms of securities versus residual, in terms of like non-securitized interest, like we don't, we like Bitcoin. It's not a security. I let one guy know about this whole mess up in here. Okay, one guy. Just one guy who I know trades very heavily. Shout out to Big H is all I'm going to say. And I think there's something up with him. And was it I don't know. Was it former U.S. commander of the Navy SEALs? Good gosh. Shout out to Big H. I hope you're doing well, brother. And hope that little trail in terms of the technical that was given there was of utility on your puts. To the extent it was, congrats. And to the extent it wasn't, well, I am sure that you had your own mechanism and reasoning. So shout out to Big H. So in terms of, you guys have to understand, the NASDAQ has gone through a decent, okay, let's look at this in some depth. Just a minute here. Let's look at this. Okay, let me get the screen framework right. I'm on a different kind of a organization here, organizational, just because it's because it is an equity. But as we would look at this, 22, 23, what does that tell you guys? It's at 22 to 23. What is that? Every VIP knows the answer to this. Every VIP knows the answer to that. Okay? It is the top level of your Fibonacci. Boom. So any one of you could have literally had orders waiting. Okay? On this, a host of things correlated with this, etc. But right as you're with this retracement, the 23.6, this is just as picture perfect as you're going to get in terms of that. Would you have had to play a little bit aggressive or not? Potentially. Did you see this play out beforehand? Quite certainly to the 38.2, the secondary level here, right? So we've hit on the macro down into a very recognized, very respectable level, where orders should always be waiting. We're always buying, we're always selling. Is the easy approach to this in terms of people being overly exposed in the marketplace. We have breached the 200 and the 100. And I'll just tell you guys, I encourage you to look at the lower time frames on the NASDAQ. Just check it out. See what you guys can make of it. With all the work that we've done, etc., with all the TA that we've done, take a look at the lower time frames. See what you think is going to occur. Based upon everything that we have discussed, I want you guys to go through and look at the lower time frames. Okay? I want you to look at the patterning involved. I want to challenge you to to demonstrate your technical prowess here. If it went down another 20%, that'd be a pretty radical move, wouldn't it? So in terms of the we got some issues going on with, I think, Ukraine, etc., Russia going on. Some issues like that. There are probably some other issues that financially could be of interest. I would just say this in terms of the financial advice component of that. I really don't like to touch it unless I really, really know unless, if I'm sitting next to somebody and they're trading. I talk about Big H all the time. He and I used to sit around. He taught me a lot about options. Okay, so, if I send him something, just kind of a heads up, hey, this indicator may be going kind of crazy, watch it, it's just because I've sat with him for days on days on days with just the market, just with different things. So, that's the type of scenario I would share it in. Probably not on an open forum just like this, and just, I hope you guys respect that. Just it teeters along that whole financial advice a little bit too much, and I hand that out to good friends who are a part of my life, like a serious part of my life on a consistent basis, or have been. So that's just that's what that is. Shout out to Big H. Okay, so in terms of the patterning we're seeing here, we let out a video. I let a video out earlier on today. All right, this video here, in terms of the wedge formation, the expanding diagonal formation. Let me go into this just so we can review a little bit about it. Okay, we did discuss, we already went through this previous, Putin recognizes independence of pro-Russian territories. There we go. Interesting. Okay, got a little news on that. A little bit of the framework of that. We don't want the entirety of the region to be thrown into chaos, do we? That would not be helpful unless you guys had prepared for that, maybe. And I'm not sure if you guys are into equities or not. I mean, Bitcoin has been correlated and positively and negatively with the markets over the past several weeks. To the extent that some people may say that inflation is already built in, it's a risky asset. What I'm going to say is we like to trade, right? This is not a portfolio building class. We could just, or a seminar or anything like that. It is for people who want to trade, right? It's not a stop shop where, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move all my Microsoft shares, all my Apple shares out today. This could happen. No, it's not. This is to trade. This is for people who want to make millions of dollars a year trading. That's just it. And those guys, in my book, those guys can and should beat the guys who want the stagnant portfolio. So, and it's a different, it's kind of a different approach, right? Because some people need the security, and if you got a family, if you got things going on like that, maybe you have different considerations and interests. But I don't see how considerations or interests could develop too much further away from hitting a low target on Bitcoin that was talked about for weeks. Right? Hitting the low target in the market. No one else had this target, right? On the 4-hourly, just go to the 4-hourly chart. You'll see our target. Bam. It's that pivot right there. Ba-boom. That is our target, right? So in terms of that, it could have been refined a bit to the downside. And, to the extent that you're looking for alpha in the market, the percentage by which you beat the market, just consider Bitcoin. Consider the fact, we went over this last night a little bit, but just consider this, guys. Consider this, that for 410 plus days, for over 400 days, well over a year, you've been sideways in Bitcoin. So it's just that's interesting to me. As people would think about trading or not trading, it gets real, it becomes interesting when you have those profits, in your bank account, and you choose to or not, right? What is this? 243. Been a while, huh? 243 days ago. Nice little bull flag I have mentioned out there, huh? Interesting, straight across. 243 days. We just capitulated back. That's quite a bit, huh? That's about 8 months. That's interesting. What I would say is, in terms of is it going up or is it going down versus maybe the issue of is there a cataclysmic kind of event, like geopolitical versus, you've got tapering issues. It becomes a very difficult discussion to have very briefly without just giving a signal, a panic signal or otherwise. I would focus on your indicators. bottom line, and it's not that's not a sidestep of the equation at all. In terms of like cataclysmic erasing 10 years of, and I think, Jason, that's what you asked, erasing 10 years of earnings. No, I don't think that's going to occur. I do not think that that's going to occur in terms of 10 years being erased of earnings. What I think will continue to occur is that people with orders waiting at lower levels will get their interests satisfied. And whether or not you're in crypto, whether or not you're in stocks, or whether or not you're in really any market that trades, guys, I'm just going to tell you the guys with orders waiting at lower levels are the ones who pick up value. Now, yes, riding up, working in line with your buy it, support, sell it, resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. Right? You have everything in terms of the framework to put together a top shelf approach. You just really, really do. We hit this on the line previously, so technically a little bit more room until you have a conformance with that top level. Looks like the candle wicks are going a little bit into here, and I just don't like to do NASDAQ stuff too. If we get into it, guys, we may never come home back to crypto. So I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. I'm just gonna tell you, literally. I mean, we just may get wrapped up into equity. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, guys, is the volatility that you've got here. Do you see that? Do you see how beautiful that chart is? Do not overlook the fact of how beautiful of a chart that is. Yes, the run up. Okay, yes, the run up is phenomenal. That is the most phenomenal portion of it. This to me is beautiful. This portion in here, this express volatility, is gorgeous. The repeat of the cycle. It's what traders dream of. This kind of price action is what traders dream of. So crypto has been. We brought up the IBM chart a few days ago. Again, not financial advice, etc. But guys, just looking at like IBM taking like 4,000 days to do, and maybe it wasn't quite that many, but 4,000 days to do what a crypto can do in in probably like 5 weeks. So, it's just, this is what we enjoy taking advantage of. There's you guys, you all have your advisor, your broker. You may be advisors or brokers listening right now. If you are, congratulations. That is a hefty step into the paradigm of gotta sell it. Huh? They pick up the phone and they gotta sell it. I'm just gonna tell you, you guys know many advisors. They pick up the phone, they gotta sell it, right? I'm just telling you, if you know them or not, like they got to sell it today. It's like some of them trade, some of them sometimes, but they got to sell it. That's what they're doing the whole time. They have a buy rating or a sell rating, so they're gonna pick up the phone and the whole office, all the JP Morgan, their client, they're gonna sell it today. What are we selling today? What are we selling our clients? Yeah. What if it's overpriced? What if there's not that much utility in it right now? What if it's overpriced? I'm not into that. And I speak well of those guys frequently because I know a lot of the ex-JP Morgan, BlackRock, etc. guys. And, for the ones that could do their own TA and have chosen not to, or they just rely on other, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird group. Guys, it's a weird group to not be a part of. How about that? I feel excluded, JP Morgan. I don't know what to do. But I wish you guys the best with your new Bitcoin desk, and we're going to beat you. That is our goal. I know that we're going to beat you. I talked to Angel about it. He already knows we're going to beat you. He's already beat you. He's beaten you. We've beaten you this year. We've called the top. I called the top with the alpha traders. You guys didn't call that. You guys didn't call this. JP Morgan, guys, you didn't call this. I know you didn't, huh? I got people just lined up, people I was teaching during this time frame, that boom, they got a chart of this going literally down here before it went down there. Like this was all blacked out. I'll bring this up again just for the JP Morgan crew that might want to just pay attention. I don't know where they might be, huh? But some of them listen sometimes. We have ex-JP Morgan, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know who it could have been, but as we would look at this, yeah, before, boom. To my alpha traders, what's up, alpha traders? Those are guys who chose to go through training when Bitcoin was up in here. A line like that, just bam, ba-boom. That's what's up. Caught the 29,750 here, bam, in the back, up and running. Lower 30s, good time to buy Bitcoin, right? Loving it, huh? Just price action. Called the double top, Austria kind of sealed the coffin. I'm just going to say that. Just not cool. Austria, I don't know what's going on. Austria, not impressive, but if that's the if that kind of an action is a precursor to what we could expect with more regulation, we could have an interesting rest of the year, gentlemen. I'll say that. Now, to the extent that you're not comfortable with shorting, maybe look into it. If you're not completely well formulated on the entirety of your trade game, look into it. Now, you can get by without shorting via accumulation at the lower levels. We know the lower levels include the golden pocket on Bitcoin. And I'm not hesitant to go over the pricing targets because we hit our low pricing target. Like we're just, that's the market comes to us. It has a good habit of coming to us. And that's the way that you need to think about it. The other expression or I'd say the other framework that I would like you guys to consider is what I've said about the time waiting in your trade as we watch Bitcoin just kind of pour down in line with this video that I released earlier on tonight. Glad we're just kind of spot on with that. Very nice. But as we talk about the time that you spend in your trade, right, and the discipline it will take to scope out and determine the time you'd spend in your trade, I want to compare that with the time that it takes to get picked up at a pricing target. Okay? Your trade will have a certain duration. You know that. Your trade will have a certain duration that you have to wait through your trade. Okay? In the same context, I want you to at least to put it in the same context. In terms of a pricing target, people who are camped out at the golden pocket right now, or just camped out at the 50% again, they're waiting for their price to get picked up. It doesn't feel like they're trading. Their cash isn't doing anything. It's sitting there on an order. It's parked. They have the cash tied to an order on the order books ready to get picked up. When I say orders are waiting, that is what I am referring to. Not that, well, we're going to formulate some orders. We're going to get involved just before and try and click the button on crypto.com because we can't really do limit orders. And we're going to hit the button. We're going to trust ourselves to be up at 3:45 in the morning or 4:45 in the morning right when it comes down for 10 seconds onto our pricing target. Never, ever, ever a VIP. That ain't the way to go, guys. You have orders waiting, meaning you have a limit order with cash parked, okay, with a specified price that you're willing to pay for X quantity, for so many Bitcoin, okay? Parked. You're not in a trade. Your money is locked up in an order, bam, and tied to a position that the market can come down and pick up, boom, and satisfy your order, complete your order, okay? So frame that in your mind a bit because a lot of traders will feel like they need to be busy. They need to be trading. It needs to be an active process. This was a level that we had for a long time. This was a level that we had for weeks. Guys, weeks in advance. Back up in this area, we started to formulate this lower than the 50% target. Okay? Like, I'd say, what about 30, 40 days? That's a long lead in to say, okay, yes, I agree. We've cut through the 38.2. Next level is the 50%. I'm going to wait 30 days for it to pick up with the 50. A lot of traders feel like they have to keep things going. They have to do something today. My money has to be working. I have to. No, guys. No, it doesn't. You can have your money waiting. You can sit there and focus on the same way that you would have a duration in terms of the completion of your trade, right? The duration of your trade. In terms of when you reach a level of resistance. Okay? It's the same, guys, in terms of having the ability. And a lot of times you'll want your money to work faster. I understand that component. But if you're, let's say you're solidly committed to trading Bitcoin. I mean, this was, guys, this was big money. This was a nice move. You have to give it to Bitcoin. 33% on heavier cash. Why am I saying? I'm saying heavier cash because 23.6, 38.2, 50%. hammering down at increased amounts of cash. People who wanted to do well in 2022. Did you hit your target? It's right here. It was right here for weeks. I don't say that as like anything other than encouragement, because we'll have additional targets, okay, in 2022. It will take time to get there. You need to stay plugged in. When you're not plugged in, you're not hitting your target. It's cost you money if you didn't hit your target. I don't know how to say that otherwise. If you aren't plugged in because maybe it's not worth it or maybe this or that, if you're not plugged in, you're not scheduled in with your target. If you didn't hit your target, you didn't make 30+%. Okay? You didn't have the opportunity to take 30% from this market. That is a good deal of money on larger amounts of cash. And Jason's lit in the house. You're welcome. And there we go. Nice to chit-chat with you, with all of you. Now let's talk about, and not just Jason. I mean, I wasn't just talking to him, but I just, when people want to do well in 2022, man, it's February, brothers. It is February. Did you hit your target? Like, no pin drops here. Did you hit your target? Period. Easy question. Did you get a position when I told you to get a position here? Well, VIPs. I was looking at something. No. Well, I told you here, get a position. Why? Because we were on support. Real cool, right? We were on a line of support. I said, if you want to go sell at support, go for it. You want to try that? You tell me how that works out, and either you give me financial advice or not. But I'm telling you, VIP, get a position. Did you listen? That would have been 25%. That's money. That's VIP for charge for years paid for itself. It's not difficult, guys. It's not difficult. At the same time, with life and the entirety of everything else, maybe it's not easy. But you can hit targets. Jason's a perfect example. I know he can hit targets all day long. That's what he is scoped out to do. Let's see. Looks like we're rounding back up into this specific descending triangle that we had. And the expanding diagonal that we have been discussing. The expanding diagonal here. And Jason's trying to talk about the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. I wouldn't disagree with that. The nature to which we could pour down more immediately could potentially seemingly save us from that. I would see us needing to get more of a right shoulder up and out here, which could occur. Okay, if you take the Elliott wave very specifically, you could fashion into that. We've had enough volatility. I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility at all. You guys go look at that tweet I reviewed at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, if that's a left shoulder, a head formation, and a right shoulder would be expected. Let's just see if that would carry us down to let's just see here. Let's actually draw in line with, I'm trying to get us from here to here is what I'm trying to do, down to the golden pocket. But instead of doing that, let's just draw the head and shoulders as it would appear. So you're going to need a shoulder. You don't have one now. So to the extent that one is formulated, and that would be close to that top line, 61.8. Bitcoin has not wanted to go down to its golden pocket. You guys know that. It just has not wanted to go down there. Waiting for the golden pocket, waiting for an opportunity to fill those orders. It wouldn't fill. It just wouldn't fill the golden pocket. Would not do it. So in terms of the current price action, we're still at that 50% on the macro. Orders are waiting at the 61.8 to the 65th. Orders are waiting. I'm just telling you guys, orders are stacked. They're stacked, guys. You would say, well, okay, what does that mean? That means that someone's going to pick up like at the 50% and potentially make a nice trade. Cover their upside position with additional orders and reserve capital below. But yeah, like 30 to 35%. So when I say orders are waiting, like profit should flash. Profit potential should flash. So that's it's nice to hear you talk about the technicals in terms of like an expanding diagonal. This is really something from Prexter and from Elliott Wave International. Jason? When people want to do that well, they should listen to you. I appreciate that, Jason. We all want to do well as a group and everything else, and I appreciate that affirmation. It's and thank you very much, Jason. That means a lot. I know you have Jason's your issue's time. I really honestly believe that your issue right now is just time and ability to fully scope into the market. It's like you're either fully scoped in or you're not. And it's just you either got that scope working or it's not. And when it's not, it's difficult. So and it's not easy to pick up but you're doing a good job of digesting the technicals and getting through things. It just takes a while. So I'm glad that we're here to be a part of that journey. And it's a catch-22, Jason, because at the end of the day, Jason, what do I, is it just a group? Okay, everybody buy, everybody sell. Everybody buy, everybody sell. As sometimes I'm just like, okay, dudes, get it. I'll do that sometimes, but I also like the dynamic where people prove to me who they are. It's not me proving to everybody else who I am. I can do that, that's okay. But, in terms of you guys proving to me and me providing a showcase for you guys to show who you are. I want you guys to be the heroes this year. I want you guys to be the guys who are, cutting it up and killing it. Like, Angel at the top. It's 58 grand next to his name. I hope he makes that tomorrow morning before breakfast, right? Before a cup of coffee, before breakfast. And I hope I can bring the trade dynamics to make it happen. Or the understanding and the knowledge base to facilitate it. That makes him the champ, right? That makes that look like 58 grand is 58 grand, but he make that in the morning before coffee, on Sheeb or something like that, right? You guys, did you pay attention to Sheeb? And Jason, that may be something like you miss out on. And Sheeb is a real interesting dynamic. Sheeb's pouring back down into this specific. And Angel knows I'm not the guy to sit there and say. Sometimes I do. It's like time to cut, time to let the sucker go in terms of buy, sell. I did say that. I did say it on stream because we were here. Let me just make this green. And I don't know if anyone did the math on that, but Angel was talking about 500 billion Sheeb. You guys did the math? That's like 14 million in this area. That's 14 million. I said, I really want to see you buy more at lower levels. Ba-boom. A trillion Sheeb. Like equivalent, let's just say equivalent 28 mil at this level. Bam. That is important to me that worked out. There we go. That is important to me that worked out of 84%, 80+% on $24 million. Right? So when you look at that, guys, that's why I kind of tease him about. I don't want 58 grand next to your name. 82% of $24 million. Boom. Or $28 million. That's VIP. That's huge. That's a nice trade. That's a trade you take anywhere and they respect you. Okay. That's not bad for 15 days. Not bad. Now you can depending upon which market you're in, that can be differentiated in terms of you can flash, crash or profit on some different trading mechanisms. I don't talk about them a lot here, but that boom was big. Angel just out of all honesty, like a brother to me. I got to tell you guys, I like being the guy that can tell Angel, who's as heavy-handed. He's been around Bitcoin since 779. But who's going to tell Angel? Me, that okay, 14 million here. You need to double down. Boom. trillion sheep, 28 million here. Bam. And that's what I want to be known for, enhancing y'all's trade game to the tune of millions of dollars. That's just the truth. If you're in that category, well, that's too much money. Maybe you think that's remote. That cannot be spoken of here. That's look at Josh on the bottom. Look at Josh, $1 million champ. It doesn't take a lot of cash all the time, guys. Crypto is crypto. It will surprise you if Josh was one. He contributed. He was VIP, and in terms of the badge all the time, I think he's busy with businesses right now. He's going to plug back in. He's let me know. But he's got a lot of businesses going on, a lot of different things. I hope he's doing well with the earnings. I see a lot of people make a lot of money, and you guys don't know what that's like. I see a lot of people make a lot of money. You listening? I see what a lot of money does to people. Continually, I see what a lot of money does to people. Uh-oh, different conversation. You guys ever made too much money? All you guys want to do is make money. You ever made too much money? I see that all the time, guys. You all think, well, I got to make this money. I got to make this cash. 28 million, 80% up. I see people make too much money all the time. Sometimes I'm literally in a position with people that have a position or they want to make money. I mean, I just have to honestly say, it's like, well, is this going to be a situation where they make too much money? Because I've seen too much money do some interesting things, guys. It's very interesting from my standpoint. Very, very interesting. So shout out to anybody trading SHIB. Return to triangulation. Shout out to Angel. That's a foreign concept to the man. Too much money. He's been around Bitcoin since $7.79. He's a big boy. He can handle it. He's a real bull. So, but not everybody is, and he knows that. He knows that. Talk about this specific feature here. And a repeat. Let's just talk about the technicals here. Repeat of this specific formulation here. Like, yeah. Looking at, we'll go to the candle wicks are just severe on this, right? We talked about this. I told VIP in the back, respect this pattern. Respect this pattern. Failed wedge on top. Boom. This was a crucial hit right here in terms of descending triangle in line with this specific line of resistance across the top. This moment in here was real kind of a hey. Heads up when we were back up in this area, in this area after recovery from this flat line position with a descending triangle, which loves to serve as a top on SHIB. Like heads up, take profit time. Have you done your calculations? Heads up. Serious, guys. I am deadly serious. Okay? Why? Because SHIB did the same thing here. Boom. The same exact thing. If you traded this, if you had the arsenal yourself to go after the TA and you tore it up here, now I cut a video on this saying out. Just tie it up. Okay? But you guys get to trade. You guys get to be the heroes in 2022, right? The whole group does. That's the idea. The whole group does. But descending triangle top. Descending triangle top. Just, I've said it before. SHIB is one of the most highly conformant, technically reactive, or I'd say technically sound coins that there are. You guys know that. I brought it at the first bull feature it had in 2021 before anybody knew about it. So we'd love BTC to roll around and go green, wouldn't we? Let's see what we got. Thank you, Jason, huh? Boom. I appreciate that very much, Jason. When people want to do well, they should listen to you. Thank you very much. I want you to do well. That's a good thing. You're listening. So, and I'll take into account you guys have family issues, matters, etc. to kind of deal with this evening. Let's see what we have in terms of this expanding diagonal. Could be pushed. We just keep pushing this beyond the framework here. If we carry the framework of the line of specified support through here, it's just like how much can we really push this down before we're really, and this is just the nature of an expanding wedge. It just doesn't want to really pick back up. It's the inability of the buyers to pick it up. So that we're underneath the golden pocket, as you guys may have it lined out, that we're headed to 786, but have fallen a little short of it. I would just say this, guys. What we're looking for is patterning right now. Jason, I don't disagree with the head and shoulders. Just the right shoulder is just absent right now. So we'd have to pick up through here. I just want you guys to look at that chart on NASDAQ. Please take a look at the chart on NASDAQ. Dig in lower time frames. Take a look at what we've been doing here with reversal features to the upside. Nobody knows about this stuff, guys. It's the back of the book kind of stuff that only the guys who read the book know about, okay? These reversal patterns. So many people will look at Bitcoin and just wonder kind of what it's doing. It's doing its Bitcoin kind of form. Only Bitcoin likes to do that all the time. It shoots up, it shoots down. You guys know that, right? It'll consolidate for a while, boom, to the upside. Consolidate, boom, right? Way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. Like, what are these little pattern formations, rounding pattern formations in here? What's going on? Nobody who trades knows this stuff. It's the back of the book stuff, guys. Read that book. Get into it. New York Institute of Finance, where Wall Street goes to school. That's their 2022 motto. They changed it to that. They had that a while back. They rechanged it. I'm like, I told you guys. So you guys know that. But where Wall Street goes to school. Where Wall Street's trading crypto, guys. They're trading Bitcoin. So I'm glad they come join us. Come hang out. See what we can get done in 2022. Kind of a steep ledge here. There is a line of support. At this point, it's like, is there really a line of support, though, past just digging into the Fibonacci? So the standard protocol still works. First of all, hit your targets, man. Like, big time hit your targets. Right now, you're into guesswork. Like, where's it going to hit? What's it going to do? You can measure thresholds, RSI, different time frames, concurrent with CCI, with your MACD, divergence. You get at all this with the Moochie Cloud. You can go the 9. But you're not going to get this back. You're not going to get this back. Boom. 35% or on a sheep, 80%. You're not going to get that back. So line up your next targets. Be prepared for something to occur in this area here. Just the smarts, the intelligence of it. Just have a position to allow yourself to experience some volatility, potential breakout to the upside, something. Never overexposed at any higher price. You got to re-hit on the 50, like right in your sights here, right? Just real close. Close. If it picks up early, the absolute best would have been some sort of an ascending triangle. We just don't have a flat top here. We just don't have a flat top. Need that flat top here. This push up and above to this type of an angle. If it wants to get messy and throw something like that at the traders, it definitely can. But just know always we want a flat top for an ascending triangle. Always want a flat top for an ascending triangle. Okay? Without a doubt. Flat top, period. Go to the candle wicks. A little bit of differentiation in this area here, just so that we do cover it. It's relevant to the extent we had a little bit of differentiation here along the top on the candle wicks. It still played phenomenally well. So I'll bear that in mind. But that's pretty much the crux of the situation now is, can we, if you're trading or not, if you want to hold on and say, okay, at least I want a pattern to work with, like an overall macro pattern, maybe some kind of an indicated signal where like, okay, guys, we got a position, or you got a position or not. Maybe you're waiting, you're being patient, that's fine. 2022 will have its gem moments, its diamond moments, right? It'll have its, just like there are a few moments in 2021, money was there to be made. You'll be able to take advantage of different opportunities throughout crypto, et cetera. In 2022, there will be a few just blast off moments. You guys know that. It'll be, everything's green, heavy green. So be patient for those in 2022. If it's a combined 2 weeks, if that's it, but each of those days of the 2 weeks is just printing cash, hey, it's that's a lot of cash. That's a good formula for 2 weeks. So we'll get into the specifics here in terms of wanting to wanting to capture at least some sort of a buyer step in here at any level of the Fibonacci. If we return to this level, we could be in store for something along the lines of this. Okay? And more so than any other patterning that's kind of going on right now, I think that this is on the forefront of what every trader right now is kind of fearing could be tangibly in play. Essentially, the buyers are going to need to step in and create an uptrend. We failed on the 4-hourly. You guys know that. We could not maintain price action above. I let you guys know that. What was the key feature on the 4-hourly? If you guys weren't paying attention then, the 100 and the 200. The purple line is the 200. The 100 is the orange. Maintain price action up and above. We had created an uptrend up and above those moving averages, the 100 and the 200, right? And we failed to maintain price. Okay, Bitcoin just failed. It's done that the last 90 days. With lower prices come some big benefits, guys. You understand during this framework here. Jason, you were real active during that. I appreciated that a lot. That was nice to see you active, trading, going after the market. You don't know what those small trades do. You don't know what your focus on the market during those times does for you as a trader. I see it and I know it because I've been around a lot of traders. It makes a big difference long term in terms of your participation in the market, your focus, your communication, everything like that. It just does. I remember very well, Jason, and everybody. I remember all this entire wait period here. So what I will say is this, in line with this support, it just looks like a real strong rebound hit of resistance, doesn't it? Support to resistance. If you framework back into the weekly, you'll just see the red line that we had out here for a while, right? Let me clean this up just a bit, but that red line has just been, we set that on the weekly. Just boom. That is the line carried into the weekly time frame. So buyers need to step in and do something. If you're waiting for a trade, that's perfect, guys. Patience will just, I brought up that previous zone around the 30,000 because if anything paid off, this paid off. This was huge. Now we caught this in the back. Boom. And VIP just boom, boom, hammering in trades here. Boom, 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 boom. It was awesome, huh? That's what VIP is all about. This was a little different. This was a target. You had the opportunity to pay attention to anything in the market you wanted to. I like Bitcoin. It'll handle more cash. It just typically will handle more cash. Liquidity's there. It's got that esteem. You can make money doing a lot of things. It's got that esteem. So Doge has had a few. Hey, I got to say, Doge had a few moments. Nothing like Sheeb. We go way back with Sheeb. We go to the first original bull pattern with Sheeb. Almost known to man. Literally, the first kick up of Sheeb, we caught it. So I go way back with Sheeb. That's cool for the VIP. That was our first 2X. I was like, wow, London, I have a lot of money in my account. I'm like, that's what's supposed to happen. So we look forward to more moments like that amidst it feels like we're kind of grown up trading. Sheep just went up like 80%. If you guys followed in line with the streams, you know that I was telling Angel to hammer in at lower levels. And on that $28 million zone, you guys may have done well on that. I will hope that you did. As VIP and him as kind of the king of the channel. That's what I'm saying, guys. So stay plugged in. Stay tuned, and I'll let you guys get back to the family, friends, etc. What else you got going on? We're going to watch this, and you guys know in the back I'll be updating you. Make sure you get your badge. If you don't have a badge for VIP, man, I don't know. Because you know what? I want you guys to be VIP. That's it. I want you to be VIP. And I've seen VIP do well. And if you're not doing well, I don't want you to reflect on VIP. So that's it. It's real easy. Get it done. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. A little bit of negative pricing. We're down 0.8%. A little bit of a recovery. 36,702. This formation, in terms of the expanding wedge, technically is bearish. It could also fly up to this. Guys, there are orders here at support right now with cover below. I'm telling you that. Could become aggressive. We discussed that in detail. And different pricing targets below. I'll probably give the VIP in the back and anyone who's specifically requests them some additional targets just so that you guys can continue to trade, to profit. I want to see what you guys got in 2022. You show me what you got. All right, I can sit here all day long and tell you guys when to buy and sell. We do that sometimes, but I want to see what you guys got. You guys got intuition. You got the feel of the game down. Show me what you got. That's what it's all about, man. 2022, we're building VIP. We're building winners. I want you guys to build up your own trade game, man. We're looking forward to it, guys. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be there every step of the way doing all the TA possible known to man, right? You guys know that. That $57,000, this, bam. Anybody short it? If you don't have shorts as part of your game, maybe you plug them in 2022. Up your game, right? Same pattern here, expanding diagonal that we had up along the top. Expanding diagonal, boom. Right? This was a lot steeper. It's just we have to really get into this to see expanding diagonal. We've pushed this line a lot. Just a weak pattern. We need to pick up some more strength from the bulls at a lower level potentially. I'm just going to say that's what the pattern wants to do, expressive of this real kind of steep decline in terms of that line of support. Guys, I'm going to let you go. Just wanted to frame this out. This is London with Crypto Kingdom Bitcoin Spike. Be looking for more information in the back and make sure that you are subscribed. And I want you guys to make sure, subscribe and turn on notifications and join. If you guys haven't joined, join from a desktop computer. We're building in 2022. Want to build profits in you and some more VIP in the back. That'd be a good equation. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for being here on the stream, guys. I appreciate it very much. Thanks for chit-chatting with me, Luke.